We are here on Radio Row in Miami, Florida, and we're getting to talk to all the big names. I'm very excited to be joined now by ESPN broadcaster, host of NFL Countdown, Sam Ponder. It's great to see you here. We know that you're working on Sunday hosting NFL Countdown, but you're also working with Secret for the Super Bowl ad, #KickinEquality. Tell me about working with this company and kind of like what it's meant for the message with your journey too.
Yeah, it just felt like a natural fit for me because basically what they're trying to do is start a conversation around equal opportunities in sports. And for all of us who grew up playing sports, I think I didn't realize when I was little that, because I grew up in, my dad was a coach, all my siblings played, we all played 3 sports a year. That was just normal to me. I didn't realize that not every girl growing up learned how to throw a spiral when she was 7. That was just our world. And the older I got and the more I saw, especially in the media world, how few women weren't interested, just didn't have opportunities.
Right.
And you know this well too. It's just about introducing that first opportunity where it kind of opens your vision up to see what you could do. That's what Secret's doing with their Super Bowl ad. It's going to air right before kickoff.
Okay, cool.
Carly Lloyd is in it. She's amazing. It's a really inspiring ad. You can actually see it already. It's already online, but you'll get to see it right before kickoff in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it gives you chills, especially when you've had to be in a male-dominated industry and just getting respect. And first of all, we got to acknowledge we got some football players around us here right now hanging out, which is so great to see. And speaking of the Super Bowl, we're seeing first time ever a female coach, Katie Sowers, for the 49ers. What do you think her journey will mean in terms of just more female coaches in the NFL?
Yeah, it means more opportunities because sometimes you just got to see it. You got to get someone to break through. And we know, in our industry, that's what it took in the very beginning is one woman. You have your Leslie Vissers, the women who went before us so that, and here's the hard thing. I always think about this for Katie, and this is why I hope for her. It's a lot of pressure to feel even though it's not totally true, to feel man, I can't screw this up because then it's going to screw it up for people behind me. I know I've felt like that in positions before where you feel man, there aren't a lot of us getting shots at this, so I don't want to mess it up. She is in such an incredible position though because she really has worked her way up, and like the women behind us, she played.
Right.
So there are so many coaches that you look at that actually not only didn't play in the NFL, but just didn't really play in general that have been able to be successful. So I'm really excited for her.
And for your journey too, you've done so much in your career. We knew you so well from Game Day, and now getting to host NFL Countdown, which is historically been such a male-dominated world. You've also dealt with a lot of sexism and a lot of people being critical, but it seems as though you've handled it really well. What would be, I guess, how do you deal with it, and what would be your message of how do we change it?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because you gotta pick your spots. You know this. If you wanted to, just because of the dark corners of the internet, you could be mad all day, every day.
Right.
You could dwell on that stuff. And look, there was a period of my life where I didn't handle it well, where it did feel overwhelming, and I didn't know how. And honestly, there wasn't much of a roadmap because the women who were in this industry before us didn't have to deal with this.
Right.
They had to deal with it in the office, and it was probably worse. But the magnitude of it now is so different. And if you let that stuff start to seep in, what I realized was, I think I know who I am, and I have strong opinions about those issues. But if I kept letting it in, meaning just seeing it online, it doesn't matter how strong you are. That stuff starts to seep in. And so I just had to get away from it. I don't look at that stuff anymore. When something is confronted in person, which, as you know, it rarely is.
Yeah, it never happens.
Literally never happens. But then you can deal with that. But for the most part, I just try and stay away from that stuff. I just don't have the energy for it anymore. And I like my life. I like my job. I want to focus on the things that are actually beneficial and moving us forward. Because I do believe, and I'm sure you've seen this too, it's some of that old stuff, it's on its way out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a dying breed. It's going to take a few generations, but I don't want to dwell on stuff that's on its way out anyway.
Yeah, I know. The trolls just run around taking names,
trolls.
and we're God, yeah, 'cause you start to believe them. I've read stuff and I'm like, wait, do I look like that?
Yes.
And you're like, no,
Yes.
stop.
Yes. Yes. And even if it's true.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no,
like I'm like sometimes
cool,
like, who
great.
cares?
Yeah.
Like what? And we all get old and die. Is that morbid? Like
Yeah,
you know,
I know,
like
right?
I'm
Doesn't
just
matter.
not going to sit around
know.
worrying about that stuff.
It's great. Okay, I'm going to take that to heart. And so we know you so well from your broadcasting career, but what are maybe some other things that you see as goals that you want to accomplish?
Right now, I mean, I guess maybe this sounds lame to say, but like I've got 3 kids under 5. I'm just trying
amazing.
to survive.
Yeah.
We're in survival mode all the time. Like this is the longest I've been away from them right now. So I'm just hoping everyone is breathing at the moment. I want to be a good mom. I want to be not just a good mom. I want to be a present mom, like a mom that doesn't miss out. And I know some of that with work, being here and missing out right now on what's going on. But I want my kids to grow up and feel like they really knew their mom and that their mom knew them. So that's I've got plenty of other like dreams and goals and things I want to do in life, but that's priority 1 right now.
Yeah, just 3 kids under 5, like no big deal. I can barely take care of
Whatever.
myself. Like I don't know
can't
how you
either.
do it.
So there are days when I'm like, how am I in charge?
Yeah.
Like, that's scary.
Incredible. And you have 2 daughters, Scout and Price. And I saw that your husband, Christian Ponder, put out a social media post, #GirlDad, which your colleague Elle Duncan started with a story about Kobe Bryant and how he was so excited to be a girl dad. Seeing your husband, who has been so great on the field in his career, now be with these 2 young girls, like what does that mean to you to see him be with them?
It is what I am most proud of about my husband is that he is the best dad. Like, look, I grew up in an environment where it was kind of like, you'd hear comments. I have a great dad, but you'd hear comments from people like, oh man, and it's what I loved about what Elle said in that piece. It's like, where it was almost like disappointing to have girls. Like there was this, especially if you're a sports person or like for my dad being a coach or for someone like Kobe who was so gifted, people are like, oh, don't you want a son to like pass it? To see my husband relish having daughters and really genuinely get more involved in issues affecting women because it's just different when you see it in your own, I am so proud of the dad that he is, and I was so proud of Elle for talking about that in the way, she's amazing on her own, but to bring up this issue, I think it's so important to talk about.
Yeah, it is a really powerful message. And as you see guys say, oh, I wish I had a son to carry this on. It's like, no, I have a daughter who can do exactly the same thing. So it's a great message. And before we move on to a fun little game, I just have to say you have the best hair I've ever seen.
Well, I feel the same way about you.
I buy my hair, so thank you. I spent a lot of money on it.
Okay.
But okay, one question, like literally, like what's a tip like to make it like your hair is the best? Like, what would you tell me? So I don't have to spend so much money on hair.
Is someone paying you to say this right now?
No. Every time I watch you on TV, you're an amazing broadcaster, but your hair is the best in the game.
Well, first of all, you need to know, since we're disclosing things, my part is because I have like bald spots like under here. When you have kids, especially if you have like 3 in a row, half your hair. Oh, no, your hair just falls out.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Great.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. Already doing that now.
Sorry.
So.
These are the things they don't tell you before. You know what's funny, though? About you bringing up my hair. Growing up, I got made fun of because I had so much hair. It's actually thinned out now, so it's like more normal. But I had so much hair that they told me I had horse hair. So people would like make fun of me about it.
Horse hair is beautiful.
Strong, little Ashley that made fun of me in 4th grade. Yeah. Take that.
What are you doing now, Ashley?
She's probably doing something really impressive, and I'm just hanging out.
Girl power here. But yeah, anyways, you have great hair. I don't. So this is a great moment on TV. Okay. We have a fun little game we want to get to before we let you go, and it's called Ponder This.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it was very creative. Thank you to our producers. You are 2 seconds away from being on air live in front of millions of people, and your producer says you have a piece of spinach in your teeth. What do you do?
Are you kidding me? I've puked, right? With having 3 kids in the last 5 years, I have literally had a trash can where I was puking during commercial breaks. At this point, I don't even think I would care. I would just go with it.
Is
that bad?
Okay. And one more, right now, your husband reveals that he is a secret agent.
Oh, I didn't know where we were going with that. Yeah. I was like, got a little nervous real quick. All right. Secret agent. Yeah. Okay.
How would you ponder that?
I mean, are we talking like Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation? Because
That would be great.
That would not be great.
Well,
what do you mean?
Well, didn't
Unless
they have
I
like
was
fiery chemistry? Oh yeah, if you were Mrs. Smith, then
right.
Yeah.
And that didn't end well.
No.
So,
Okay. So you wouldn't be. Yeah.
Not thrilled.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
thrilled. Okay. Last one. You can only pick one of these people to be your best friend forever, and the other person will never talk to you again.
Oh, jeez.
I'm literally reading this for the first time. J-Lo or Shakira?
I'm going J-Lo.
Yeah,
right?
that was a layup.
I mean,
Shakira, great, but
yeah, I love her too.
yeah.
But I guess we're never talking
Is the
again.
GOAT.
These are pipe dreams.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, Sam,
Thank
for being with us here
you.
today. Of course, make sure that you check out the Super Bowl ad, #KickInEquality. And yeah, Secret's a great partner for you, especially to be working with.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I hope everybody checks out the ad. Carly Lloyd's in it. You're going to love it, I promise.
And thank you to our lovely football players
Yes.
who are here. Like, I need you guys to teach me how to tackle because we need to take down some of these guys on Radio Row. All right, guys, stay tuned. We have a whole lot more coming up on Call It a Night.
Hey everyone, JSB here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Fubo Sports on YouTube, or else I guess you could watch puppy videos. That sounds good.